So it's Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. I'm just going to post a video here. My name is Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I have to say this because I bring computer interface and remote patient monitoring and how the form through Form 33, I'll just show you right now, how it says are not mentally capable to consent to a treatment of a mental disorder. So R indicates more than one, and is singular, so it should be singular. And the Mental Health Act is flawed and obviously proliferated with criminal organizations because they try to pretend because DNA transfers and organ attribute sharing is possible. I'll just show you proof of that. So this screenshot shows that DNA could be transferred between organisms and even within the same organisms through various mechanisms, resulting in the sharing of genetic attributes. And so basically what they do is they victimize people and, with the Mental Health Act, they form them. It's a witch hunt in Canada. And so what they do is they say there's somebody's a threat to themselves or another person, and then they're under evaluation. So I've been hospitalized for almost 80 days, and I haven't exhibited any aggressive characteristics. I haven't been chemically or physically restrained. And so that being said, I should have been released. It's going to be hard. Once I request the Freedom of Information Act, I show the video surveillance. It's going to show that I basically ate and slept for 5 days. So how could I have been a threat to myself or another individual when all I was doing is eating and sleeping, right? So how could they continue the continuation of this form? So I went before the CCB board, the Consent and Capacity Board, and not one of the doctors, there's 2 doctors there, one lawyer and one community member, not one of them noticed how Dr. Akbana referenced me as a he and then a she. It's because with Form 33, where they say R, they try to pretend that I'm a hermaphrodite because of my natural characteristics. So when I say that, you could hear how the bass of my voice automatically changes because this is my natural testosterone level. My name, once again, is Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. People there's a subliminal switch, and they try to hide their culpability through that. So any fluctuations in my voice, inflections, indicate a change in the psyche and a different human parasite that is trying to violate my human experience and take over my body at this point. So I'll just show you how with brain-computer interface and remote patient monitoring, how it's with that technology, they're capable of making a person walk and help a patient walk. So if they're able to help somebody, they're able to hijack them and then make them step on the different subliminal metrics that are within the Canadian profiling system. So you can see here, there we go. Here it is. With brain-computer interface technology, particularly when it's combined with remote patient monitoring, they can potentially help a patient walk, especially those with spinal cord injuries or other motor impairments. So what they do is they justify violating, because once again, they can share attributes between organisms. So what they do is they pretend that multiple brains inhabit one body. That's possession. That's electronic possession. And people take medication to kill parasites. And that's what they do, right? Like, people don't like parasites. We take medication to kill parasites. So I'm just going to show you something here, how my son, he was a boy at the time, and he sent this message to me, and I'll just show you how he complained about the technology that he didn't even realize it was technology, but he complained to me, and it's surely the technology of the brain-computer interface that they use to violate our human experience. Because I'll show you how I was able to search the internet, and based on my DNA profile, my family shares, like my mom and dad share common ancestors, which is strange because my parents were born in different countries. So I'll just show you here where it is. So right here, Dad, in my English class, sometimes my eyes turn red and blue, only in my English class. And that's because there was human violators that did this. And so Canada has a profiling system. So there's all the perpetrators there that did that to my son. And once again, I'm Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. This was in Toronto, Ontario. And it is my system. So basically, I'll just show you something right here. This is another subliminal metric. Down here, you can see that I lived on Cora Road, and I'm a white guy. Once again, I'm Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. There's a patient at the Sioux Area Hospital that pretends to be me, because when I showed you the subliminal metric at the top, I get a whole bunch of things. So they try to pretend to be me at this moment to steal my attributes and violate my human experience further. But once again, this shows that this is Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer's system. And they don't even know my health card number or anything like that, or any information about me. Enough, like I know 100% information about me. They don't have that, right? So I'm just going to go through some more. So I'm going to show you how with functioning magnetic resonance imaging, they could implant thoughts into your brain. And how scientifically it's been proven in 2012 that they could eavesdrop on your brain by decoding the brain frequencies. So once again, I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, so I shouldn't be able to recall what I did. I paused it and I resumed, and I told you that I was going to show you about the function of magnetic resonance imaging signals that could be used to input words, and how I would show you how in 2012 they were able to, as of 2012 or earlier, they were able to decode your thoughts by interpreting the brain signals. So it says scientists decode brain waves to eavesdrop on what we hear. Right, so they're able to do this, and computer-assisted telepathy is possible. I'll just show you that. If you were to search online, any website or any search site, if you were to search computer-assisted telepathy YouTube in bracket, or parentheses, not parentheses, you would in quotations, pardon me, in quotations, if you were to search computer-assisted telepathy in one word, then you would see that, and go to the video section, you would see that computer-assisted telepathy is possible. There's many videos you can watch. You can watch some of these videos down here. They would all indicate that the computer-assisted telepathy is possible, but I watched this one myself, and it shows that it's possible. They're able to influence a yes/no decision, so that means that they could implant thoughts, they can make you buy a house, or they can make you fall in love with somebody, right, by making your brain say yes. So I'll just show you here 1 second. So here's this is the band 100, and they use this to remote patient monitor individuals, and you can see how it says band 100. And if you look to the left there, it shows an antenna because it's an old cell phone from the 90s, and they put implants in you, and they can tell what your blood pressure is doing, what your hearing's doing, what your vision's doing, what your ECG's doing, and then your EEG, your electroencephalogram. That's how they decode your brainwaves, and your electrocardiogram is your heart, and they're able to do this over the internet. And so at this point in time, they had camera lens biosensors that were able to do this, and tooth enamel biosensors that would enable them to be able to do that. And so people are able to think, communicate. This is basically a brain-computer interface where they're able to control robotic limbs, but with this technology, you could hijack the human body. So you can see in this video here, this is my hand. Once again, my name is Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. I have 4 names I'm going to have to say, because when I said, as I attempted to say my last name, they used digital impulses to hijack me because the person didn't realize my name. And that's when I said realize, I stuttered again. And this is, his name's Anthony. He's a patient at the Sioux Area Hospital. He's been here less than a week, and it's July 22nd, 2025. He's a mulatto. He's part black and part white. And he's not able to communicate well. He had to ask the dietary aide what time it was. He's not able to tell analog time. So anyways, you can see how purple my hands were. Look at the discoloration of my hands, and then look at my feet. So the staff didn't realize I took my phone into the shower to record this proof, but if I had any circulatory issues, it would have been indicated in my feet more prevalently, because the veins have further to travel to reach my toes, and the arteries have further to pump back up to my heart. So watch this video right here. Oh, it's just a screenshot. I'll try to play the video somewhere where it's the. So once again, they made me inadvertently click there. That's what brain-computer interface, and people hijacking my human body. They pretend to be police, doctors, police, politicians, lawyers, and police and they don't have the ability to medicate patients. And that would be a doctor's responsibility. That's outside the scope of being a police officer, because criminal corruptibility. There's a lot of police officers that are corrupt, right? They're on the take, and here's the proof of the percentages worldwide. So you can see here, was my eyes, the wrinkles that I had under my eyes in January 2nd, 2025. And people, they don't rejuvenate that much, like from that extent anyway. So I'm going to try to show you a different picture here of my hands now, because once I posted that video, I posted a video in May about my hands and the circulation of my hands, and then now they only do it to my fingers, but you can see a difference in my fingers. I just got to try to find it here. You can see a difference in my fingers and the coloration of it, because they're human parasites, so they're only connected to my fingers now. So I'm just looking for oh, here we go. So you can see how it's only in the top of my fingers, and once again, look at the coloration of my feet and the back of my hands. And once again, I'm not mulatto, and but however, they're able to hack my biology, and I still have a tan from last summer, and I've only spent about 20 minutes outside since May. And in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, it was so cold that you had to wear a winter jacket in April. So I never tanned in April, and they hospitalized me at the beginning of May. So they're able to implant thoughts with the fMRI imaging, so they're able to make me say things inadvertently. And this is all perpetrators at the Superior Hospital, and because I'm bringing down the entire network, right? So I'm just going to show you here how Stephanie Meyer wrote a book called The Host, talking about parasitic aliens, and I'm talking about parasitic humans myself. So they're trying to get me to say the opposite because of the yes/no decision that I mentioned. That every time I make a video, the Canadian government doesn't act, and then they proliferate this information to criminal networks 100% of the time. So I set them up. I'm the only one that notices that they try to make me say things opposite. So you can see here how it says parasitic aliens, and The Host by Stephanie Meyer, the exact same spelling as myself, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. So I'll just show you here. This is the Dr. Cheng, Chinedu, that's his first name, and then Ogbonna, Ogbonna. This is his notes for the Consent and Capacity Board hearing. And once again, there's another physician there, a lawyer, and a public member, and nobody noticed this discrepancy. And so that being said, they didn't notice any of this, and so that means they're not competent, or they're colluding with organized crime, right? So if they're not competent, then they need to be delicensed for the physician, and disbarred for the lawyer, and for the public member, they need to be held accountable, right? Because I've been hospitalized for almost 80 days, and I haven't exhibited any aggressive characteristics. You'll find it as I go through the notes here, and I'll show you that in the doctor's own words that I haven't been aggressive. And in the doctor's own words, he thinks it's psychotic to refuse blood work. So he goes from calling me a he and then a her, right? So obviously I don't trust the competency of his assessments, right? So why would I want blood work done? And getting blood work done by a psychiatrist, he's like, well, he has a family history of diabetes. And that's not the primary responsibility of a psychiatrist, is to make diagnosis of diabetes. That's if that was the case, then why would we have general practitioners and psychiatrists, basically? So anyways, you'll see how he goes over here. So Christian maintains that he has a unique anatomy, and then removes her shirt to show her sternum and her feet, back and feet. So it says Mr. Well, first of all, it says Mr. Meyer right up there. Mr. Meyer, and Christian is typically a male's name. Christiana would be a female's name, and that he has unique anatomy. So not one of the board members realized that they called me because they pretend I'm a hermaphrodite. Once again, whenever I say they pretend I'm a hermaphrodite, do you notice how the bass of my voice changes? It's because human parasites that pretend to be Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer, because there's my natural psyche and my aura. Nobody's allowed to use another individual's aura or psyche. And I projected my thoughts first. That time I bluffed them that I projected his psyche than aura. But I did that intentionally to reveal their culpability, because I'm going to show you once again, once I say hermaphrodite, you'll see how deep my voice gets. And here's my aura and then my psyche. So any of the parasites that were connected to me within the last hour. And once again, people take medication to kill parasites. And so I'm going to show you now how when I disconnect multiple people, look at my eyebrows and how they change. They're going to go up independently. Okay, so they once again, that was which company? That was different. I looked Asian there, considerably Asian. So that was one of the Asians here. So now I'll try to change my eyebrows independently. So you can see how this one went up slightly and this one went down. If you were to watch that at that particular moment within the last 5 seconds, you'll have to maybe watch it in slow motion, but I detected it with my eyes. And once again, why would, I'll just search online here. Let's see, because my son said that his eyes, he's only seen red and blue in his English class. So I'm gonna, search, like, I'm really dumb here. So why would someone eyes only see red and then blue? So you can see I made a typo there. That was a human hijacker. That's the robotics there that made the human, the brain-computer interface showing the connection right there worldwide. And that was the person that in the robotics that enabled that connection. But they made me make a typo. That was another human, but it takes robotics to make these connections. Like there's robotics somewhere. The blue only in a specific class. Let's see what the internet says for this. A person might perceive only red and blue in specific classes due to the type of color vision deficiency called, green and less affected some. Okay, so they're saying that, but here's the lies that they said, because he never complained about it since then. Since he sent me that message, he's never complained about that ever since then. So that's full of shit. That's because they have eye cameras on. With brain-computer interface, here's the proof that he has eye cameras on. That's what he's seeing right now. So again, all perpetrators. And once again, people take medication to kill parasites. Right? So, I'm going to protect my kids and I'm going to be the true king, right? So any crimes against me is attempted regicide, but any crimes against my kids is crimes against, my sovereign interests. Because I'll just show this since I said that sovereign interest. So I'll show you how I was able to finesse the internet because, you will have to read the whole on my social media. I'm not going to get into it all, but I'm just going to get into part of it. But basically, based on my genetic profile, my DNA profile, I'm more likely to help people find out their kins. And in my family, like my mom and dad shared ancestors, which is strange because my mom and dad were born in different countries. So there shouldn't have been many common ancestors. So I have trialect genes, and those are the particular genes, and they're unique, and with a unique skeletal structure and musculature, could potentially indicate a form of evolved biology. But further investigation is needed to determine if it's a natural variation within the existing human populations or something more. While these genetic markers are often used in forensic for ancestry analysis, variations can occur naturally with the human populations and however, if the skeletal and muscular differences are significantly outside the range of normal human variants, it could suggest a separate evolutionary path, potentially a new species or a highly divergent subspecies. So that's what it is. Like I'll just show you the pictures here that I put there. So once again, there's my unique pectoral muscles. Nobody has that. And here is I can't really see it on Facebook. So I'll just show you the other one. So anyways, here's my feet muscles, then there's my sternum, and then there's my genetic markers. And when you look at my DNA map, I have basically almost the entire planet. And so I have many common ancestors with my parents have many common ancestors, and they were born in different countries. My mom was born in the United States of America, and my dad was born in England. So how could they share common ancestors if the royal family wasn't breeding my family in the Catholic Church? Because my half sister lived on Princess Crescent, and my mother-in-law gave my ex-wife and my daughter a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. Right. So what are the chances of that? Like that, my half sister lived on Princess Crescent, and that I had a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. And I'll just show you how behind the Royal York in Toronto, there's a Piper Street, and I also adopted a dog Piper. And with brain-computer interface, I'll be able to show that I felt like I was hijacked and on autopilot after buying $10 worth of marijuana. and it was decriminalized at the time, is a $90 fine. So why would the Canadian government justify raping my human experience for buying $10 worth of marijuana? You know, how come they always try to get me when I buy marijuana, but not the drug dealer, Canada? Let's see here. I'm just going to pause this for a second. So you can see, yes, there is a Piper Street, and it's located behind the Fairmont Royal York, adjacent to the Union Station in Toronto. So that indicates, like, what are the chances that, that happened? That I adopted a dog, and this shows that they made somebody simultaneously give the dog up for adoption. And because a German Shepherd saved me as a kid, right? So when I said shave me, they're using digital impulse. So people are pretending to be me, these little young parasites. And once again, people take medications. They take medications to kill parasites. So I have my leg crossed there. So again, all the perpetrators. And this was only possible within the last few days. So you can see me get aged on film. Now watch it disappear. My wrinkles got reduced right on film without me moving. That's not supposed to be possible. I'll just show you the proof of that. So you can see, no, it's not possible for somebody to develop wrinkles on live video, then have them disappear instantly without any physical movement. They didn't completely disappear, but they reduced considerably. And the Mobizen, this right here, the orange rectangle with the M is the screen recorder, and there's no built-in wrinkle reduction capabilities. So I'll just show you something else here. So once again, DNA can be transferred, and so schizoaffective disorder is more common in women than men. That's why, this is my natural testosterone level, and they don't like the fact that a 47-year-old male has more testosterone than these guys do at a younger age. And so once again, people take medication to kill parasites, right? And I'm going to be king, right? If I have evolved human biology, that's what the internet said, that it's a possibility. So they're trying to hide culpability of parasites through me. So that's how Canada backed the wrong horse. That's how you back the fucking wrong horse, motherfuckers. And wrong horse and motherfuckers. Motherfucker is just a word that people chose to be as a curse word, where goodbye is a way to say see you later. You're not going to get any ride along affinity based on my claim. Motherfuckers. It's tone of voice and actions. So this is a play on words. Okay, so right here it says Form 33, because acute psychiatric evaluated by remote patient monitoring by the therapist. So now I'm going to tell you what it means. This is why they made these words. So acute is acute, a good-looking individual. Psychiatric, right? So tricking as psyche. Evaluated with remote patient monitoring by the rapist. That's what therapist is, the rapist. And that's the perpetrator. Like, oh, well, they didn't like that. So showing all the perpetrators that they didn't want that. And they also, they say human brainwaves are called frequencies. They could have chose any other word, but they chose to call it freak, right? They make people seem like they're freaks, and then they justify raping their human experience to steal their attributes. So now I'll show you where basically, I came up with a technology that enhances human vision and it technically solves blindness officially for blind people more efficiently than any other system. So I'm going to get a Nobel Prize for this. And Dr. Akbana says that I have grandiose beliefs. That means that I think I'm more capable, or I should be more renowned than what I am. So people, I proliferated that. I pronounced it incorrectly to show all these human perpetrators that pretend to be me. And once again, people take medication to kill parasites. So once again, with the psychiatric by Dr. Akbana, here in this particular paragraph, he's trying to proliferate ways and why people may want to steal my attributes. There's proof. And once again, there's my aura and my natural psyche. And then watch how disgusting I look in my face when I connect myself to Dr. Akbana's psyche. Right? See how my eyes look? Like, that's people, human hijackers now. Disconnecting myself, my natural aura, and then turning off Dr. Akbana, if that was him, and any robotics connected to him. Right? He's a parasite. Look how shocked and disgusted those people are. Once again, and that's human perpetrators that are trying to harm myself. So I'll just show you right here. He continued to exhibit profound lack of insight and grandiose delusions, beliefs. Mr. Meyer, during the conversation, revealed that he is the only person who can simultaneously have a have a conversation as well as solve complex mathematical problems. So I didn't claim. Like, the thing is, when you get evaluated for mental health issues, they don't look at proof. They're like, another thing is he said he claims that computer assisted therapy is a thing, right? It's like, no, I don't claim. I looked online and I found proof. That's what you do. You find proof, right? Like, so, and once again, like, being psychiatry is subjective. It's not an exact science. And I say it's subjective because, as you can see here, subjective means based on the influence by personal feelings, tastes, or opinions, right? Because in Dr. Agbona's mind, psychosis is refusing blood investigations or blood work, right? So it's subjective, right? Like, I wouldn't think that's psychotic, like, especially if somebody goes from calling me a him or a he to a her or a she, right? Like, obviously they're not competent. So when I said to the tribunal, they're like, okay, well, do you believe that you should take medication? I'm like, well, no, it's akin to taking, like, wearing glasses when you have perfect vision. It's going to mess your eyes up, right? It's not advantageous for you. That's what I said. But Dr. Agbana, like, you'll see, as I'm not even going to get into it, like, in this video, but he goes from, he calls, instead of admissions, he calls it amdissons. Instead of anxiety, he calls it anxiety, because he allows kids to play him. He collaborates with kids. That's why they pronounce it like that. So just see here. So you could go to any, if you go to Christian-Meyer, 1977, under proof, my playlists are mainly public. And you can see here, I'll show you how I'm going to do math and simultaneously as I'm having a conversation. So this isn't, he claims, or he, this is the proof. This is proof. You need to use two parts of your brain.
But I'm going to write down.
You're talking, you're communicating. So you're using the communicating part of your brain. It's one thing if you were just writing down the answer and you're aware of it. Like, because how come teachers are, when they're not usually thinking, like, they're not usually speaking when they're writing down the words on the board. They're not solving problems. They're not using the solving capabilities within the brain.
22 numbers and simultaneously talk while I'm doing some math, and the numbers are going to be 78 times 48. So 78 times 48. So being able to think about my brain being the influence for quantum computing is very simple, because I'm able to do this because I have that genetic advantage that other people don't have. So very simply, I was able to come up with 3,744. Let's see if I'm right.
That's the correct answer. So now I'll just show you how he also said that this is where he lied here. So let's see. Have treatment because he can't have schizophrenia given my artistic skills. I've never referred to anything artistic. I don't see myself as artistic. I would say, hey, I wrote an R&B song. I wrote a country song. I wrote a reggae song. And then I wrote a death metal song that once I'm out of here, once I go back to Toronto. So they're trying to hide their culpability through me. I feel drugging on my lips. And once again, my psyche. And then they went with the malignant psyche of Dr. Agbana, and they pretended it was Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer's. They took the bait. So once again, people kill parasites. They take medication to kill parasites. So nobody could drug me and then hide their culpability through my biology anymore. And you can't pretend I'm a hermaphrodite. So they drugged me again. This is, how many times have they drugged me in this video? Every time I make my lips like that, I'm being drugged. I felt a click in my ear, and here's all the proof right there. So they're trying to, instead of somebody that's capable of solving math in their brain, they want to rally behind somebody that can't even tell analog time. Like, this is Anthony right there. He couldn't even tell analog time. That's when there's a big hand and a little hand on the clock. So artistic skills. So I'll just show you here. I'll just play a couple of videos here. So just to show my creativity. So actually, and then this one right here, the darkest pigmentation. So if you watch that video, you'll see, see how dark my pigmentation was for a Caucasian. So I'll play this song here. I haven't played this one in a while.
She's on a road called Summer in Those Jeans. You look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see, you look perfect to me. Every night get you scuffing those sheets with me. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summer every time we meet. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet. If you like summer, every time our eyes greet, even when just strolling down the Chesapeake, you look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see, you look perfect to me. Every night get you scuffing those sheets with me. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends me. You got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet.
Listen how catchy this next part is, as if this isn't a hit song.
If you like summer, every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet.
So then I'll just, so let's see let's see right here. I'm going to keep on making that rectangle here, so showing how many people pretend to be me here. So once again, I saw, I'm conquering. I make the women and the men enthrall, which was quite astonishing. I put in the reps. Now I'm one of the best. One hand bra and clip. Next thing you know, she grabs my trousers and unzip. So how many people pretend to be me during that? Like, how come I look like I was a black person subliminally there? I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. And then another one, women augment their face with the makeup. Oh, no. They went from a 6 to 10. Bravo. So how many people pretend to be me for that one? Right, and what about this one? This one's somebody else. He's the poker dancer. He knows the answer. He makes the bets. She gets wet with temptation. He is a sensation that people be craving. That Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer is simply fucking amazing. I call myself irrecristible, mantastic, and my son's Mantastic Jr. I'll just show you him. I'm trying to hit the rectangle here, but once again, these rapists here. So this is Mantastic Junior Generation 1.5 Biology Meyer Diggins, and this is Mantastic. I'll just show you his back muscles. He's phenomenal. Like, this is his back muscle right there. You can see, like, there's his back muscles. This is why I call him Generation 1.5, because I had kids with one with that was a typical human biology. And then here's my back muscles. You can see the distinct difference. And once again, I'm a white guy, and people pretend that I'm not, because they want to get my acclaim. And I'm just gonna go here, and nobody can pretend to be me. Nobody can do anything. So I'm gonna change my mind and just show how they were waiting, sitting there waiting. And they hang on my every fucking word, because they are nerds and they are absurd to think that they could be another person like me. I go by Smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm, and I'm challenging Dr. Ogbona's crew, Stapedo and company. Right, once again, people take medication to kill parasites. So once I say this, watch how the wrinkles under my eyes are going to disappear. They were lessened, right? And so once again, when people don't move and the lighting didn't change, your wrinkles shouldn't change on live video. How come it happens with me, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer? And it's because my evolutionary characteristics, because I do have evolved biology. It's clear. The internet says, based on my DNA profile, those telomeres, that means they're tri-alleles. That means I have doubles. Like, my parents have common ancestors. And that's why if you look here, I'll just show you, go back to Facebook here. This is a new thing. So this is Facebook. So once again, even though my name's Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer, my moniker is Godfrey Oliver Dede. And so really it's God free, oh live, rapist, die, I thank you. That's what that means. Because I'm part of the God line. I'm related to Jesus, Mary Magdalene. I'm related to Allah, Buddha, Shiv, Hashem. So anyways, you can see right here, once again, these are white guys. This is George VI. He's a white guy. Once again, that's King Charles's grandfather. And on the right, once again, I'm a white guy, and I look identical to King Charles's grandfather. How come? I look more like his grandfather than he does. I look more like his great-grandfather than he does. It's because I would have a higher genetic relations, guaranteed. I'd bet $1 billion. I'd bet $1 billion that I'm going to have a higher relation genetically to how much would if I bet like $1 billion and so you can see how I got wrinkles here again. So let's see, and this once again, this live video, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna make my eyebrows go up and down. Instead, like, oh, did you see that? How this one went up and this one went down? That's how you know what you do in American football. What I love about American football or baseball is even better analogy. So at baseball, like when you're the batter or the pitcher, either way you can do it. So if you're the batter and the pitcher's like getting ready, he's looking all intense, like he's gonna get ready to throw the pitch. You step out of the batter's box. Right, or if you're the pitcher, the batter's getting ready, like he's going to hit you. You just step off the pitching mound. Or in professional football, like American football, the kicker's he's all psyched out, he's getting ready. The wind's going like this, or the wind's calm. I would do it when the wind's calm, especially if the breeze was at. But like if it's been a windy day and it's kind of calm, all of a sudden the second I blow the whistle and be like to ice the kicker. That means then they're not going to be prepared. So once again, this is live video. I got wrinkled. You can see how the wrinkles are more distinguished. And then I'm going to disconnect human hijackers and watch them disappear, because with brain-computer interface and remote patient monitoring, people like this individual, her name's Joan. My half-sister Brandy Lee Leibel is mother's name's Joan. So watch, I'm going to disconnect them and the wrinkles are going to be lessened. And so you can see, they try to hack my phone to make the lighting change simultaneously when I did that. Now they're trying to give me more wrinkles. So once again, people kill parasites with parasitic medication because they don't like parasites. So links in the chain. Google Splice, the entire team, all the reserve forces, and anybody that links in the chain, anybody that thinks their Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer has an identity complex and they need to be medicated, and they're human parasites. And once again, people kill parasites with parasitic medication. So I'm just going through my notes. So once again, watch how my voice is going to change here. And I speak for my kids. I only have 2 adult kids, and they were born in Sault Ste. Marie. They lived in Brampton in 2018, and we lived on Forest Avenue. And my daughter went to FH Clerk, and my son went to Queen Elizabeth. Right, so they're not there. So we're not hermaphrodites. Right, so once again, you could hear, once I said hermaphrodite, you could hear how deep my voice is getting. It's because the women that are connected to me, they connect women to me, so estrogen's flooded in my brain, and it makes my penis smaller. Right, and this is how much money the government spends every day to do this. Right, and once again, they're going to have to answer to me as true king, and you know what that is? Attempt to regicide, because they're connecting, individuals that try to shorten my life expectancy, and so that's 25 years in prison for high treason. And then I'm going to be able to easily say to the Canadian public, hey, do you think that police and drug dealers should be able to kill Canadians secretly? And I'm gonna tune in the Canadian population overall so they can't kill them, and show how angry they are. That's the human population in Canada. And that's how angry they are. And then watch how happy they are. Like, do you think we should kill these human perpetrators that rape people anonymously? And watch how excited they are. No, that's the human population. They don't give a fuck about you, rapists. That's me with brain-computer interface and psyche. That's me being able to tune into every single human. Well, it should have been Canadians, but that was every human on the planet. So they couldn't slaughter off all Canadians. So anyways, I'm just going to show you here how I technically with the theory, and when I showed the subliminal, I'm going to show you how I enhanced the visual primary cortex and enhancing human vision for people with just regular eyes that aren't blind or diminished eyesight. In subliminal, this is what they do. So what the Canadian government likes to do is they like to encode subliminal porn, like child pornography, rape, and bestiality, or propagate some hate propaganda to justify using the Bill C-18 to rape my human experience. So I don't add. This is how often I try to stop child porn, rape, and bestiality all day long. And I don't have any hate propaganda. I hate maybe individuals, but collectively I don't hate anybody. So let's see. So I'm just gotta go to my one thing. So once again, with the schizoaffective disorder, I'm not supposed to remember these things, but especially the digital impulses, I'm not supposed to remember these things. But once again, theoretically, it's possible to use electromagnetic waves to communicate and transmit information to nanotechnology, biomolecular communication to with devices within the brain, and then could stimulate the visual primary cortex, and then create in visual perceptions. The concept involves, nanotechnology and to interface and with the nervous system, potentially enhancing or restoring vision. And once again, Anthony, like this guy, they're all perpetrated. They're doing. I mentioned digital impulse, so they're trying to use the digital impulses on me to make me stutter. So if I could solve blindness, right? If I could do advanced math and communicate simultaneously, and I have evolved human biology that I got the internet to say, as if I wouldn't be able to communicate, as if somebody that can't even tell, like, once again, this is him right there. He can't even tell time. So the fact that as if I wouldn't be able to communicate, they're not trying to hack my eyes. So once again, this is the process, and like this is in the routes in the brain that they need to do in the structures. But anybody that's raped my human experience, these parasites, they're not eligible for it, so they're trying to sabotage people. So once again, I'll just read right here. I'm gonna do some spy moves on everybody right now. So pump up. Wow, I'm doing like baseball signals, and these perpetrators will never have enhanced vision, but every other human will. So once again, psychology and psychiatry is subjective because it's up to somebody's opinion, right? So it says he's at risk of physical impairment driven by psychotic. You can see where it says psychotic there. They're trying to make it so it's hard to see, but that's PSYCHOTIC, psychotic symptoms, which include, one second, here we go. Psychotic symptoms including refusing blood investigations. So they're routing Mulatto Anthony through me right now. So once again, watch my eyes change, my eyebrows change, because look at his family, like they changed again the second time. This one went up, this one went down. So now the other way, I just got you. Like your entire family's going to prison if they don't make it to the morgue very soon. So once again, people kill parasites with medication because nobody likes human parasites. That's the human mind. So all those people, they have medicine in them to kill any parasites connected to them. And that's what I do. So I'm going to read it again because with digital impulses, the guy can't even read. And so for me to be able to do this, I could do all these things and nobody could do any of these. And then so they're rallying behind some guy that's like that he had to ask me my name 3 days in a row. Right? The guy's a moron. So anyways, let's see here. So he is at risk of physical impairment driven by psychotic symptoms, including refusing blood investigations, despite a family history of diabetes. So, well, first of all, I helped my brother get diagnosed with diabetes by recognizing the symptoms. And how come when I see my general practitioner in 2023, they never requested blood work for diabetes? But how come every single time Dr. Agbana is a doctor of mine, he wants blood? And the Canadian government's offered me money for blood in the past to donate, and they pretend I don't have exotic blood. Wow, that's pretty strange. So I'll just show you here some screenshots that show that refusing blood work doesn't make much sense. So no blood tests for diabetes are not 100% accurate for diagnosis. So that's why a psychiatrist isn't competent enough to make that diagnosis. And a psychiatrist is not a specialist who typically diagnoses diabetes. And it's generally best to rely on a medical doctor, not somebody that refers to somebody as he or a her. And so he makes spelling mistakes. And so if people make spelling mistakes from prescriptions, it can result in death. So why would I trust his opinion? His opinion with Busphere, like this is the value I have for Chin, Chinedu, Agbana, doctor. His medical opinion. With his medical opinion and Busphere, I would have enough value with his opinion to get on the bus. The guy, I would say he's some people are fugly, like fucking ugly. He's a figly. He's fucking an idiot. Or he suffers from fooliosis because he is a fool. right? You know, I guess I'll show you right now because he said grandiose. So I'm going to show you how funny I am. I'll show you how funny I am now, how comedic I could be. So, well, first of all, an abacus adds up things. So I'll tell you that because you have to be kind of smart to understand that. So anyways, I need an abacus to add up all the bullshit I deal with daily. Okay, so that's an abacus. And a laxative makes you have to take a shit. So I could eat a full box of laxatives and still not give a shit about Dr. Akbana's opinion. So those are pretty funny jokes, right? Like, so let's see. Let's go to proof here. I'll show you some more comedic flair that I have. So I'm looking for, so 3 ways to save civilization is one is to put a magnetic field around telecommunication satellites that orbit Earth, looking internally for any scientific observations, externally for asteroids. And then another one is to use the same type of technology to orbit around the planets in the solar system to be able to look for asteroids that have a different trajectory than that could be heading towards Earth, enhancing our survivability. And then the third one would be able to use nanotechnology that's in the particulates in the atmosphere to be able to reflect part of the sun's light to cool the planet within the ideal habitat range for biological life. Right? And so Dr. Akbana thinks I have grandiose beliefs. The guy's a figlet.
So filming a video in Canada in March could quickly turn into like a Blair Witch Project. All of a sudden you got like snot coming from your nose and you're like hyperventilating. So I was thinking to my son.
So right now, Dr. Akbana's like hyperventilating because I hurt his feelings. He's like, can't believe Christian hurt my feelings. The guy's a fig leaf.
He's 12 now, and it seems like just the other day, I was looking at the ultrasound, asking the technician if that was his penis. And she's like, no, Mr. Meyer, that's his arm. I'm like, whoa, right. So I'm walking with him, like now he's like up to my shoulders, he's looking up to me, and he's like, Dad, you know, my friends are Google searching tits, right? So all of a sudden I break up the Rolodex of like suitable parent responses. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, you're 12, right? Just focus on school, sports, and video games, right? But meanwhile, I'm thinking celebration, come on. I'm like, jeez, they're magical. You guys, we don't have bag cultures that women do. They got lipstick and about 1,000 other things that I have no clue what they do.
Actually, I'll play this one. This one's kind of important because yesterday I was looking online. You know what a carny is? A carny is somebody that works at a carnival, and they are clowns, and they wear masks. And you know what our prime minister?
I'm just gonna make a little video here. Part of my bank account series. I'm gonna hit this one out of the park. Might be a little bit crooked, like most politicians.
Like Mark Carney. There's the almost perfect timing for that, so ignore not organic.
Drive my car through the parking lot, just have fun, singing songs. Next thing you know, I see this car drifting towards other cars, right? I thought it was Google, so I put on my best Zoolander face. It wasn't. So next thing you know, I had to pull over, stop my car, hop in there, put it in gear and stop it. And then I was waiting for the victory parade, nobody was around.
So you can see why with DNA transfer and attribute thieves and how it's possible to share between organisms, why they profile me and they say that I have these disorders because of how capable I am at things, right? So they steal my attributes. So I'm going to just show you here how well, I'm just looking for page 10 here. So Dr. Akbana said that he's crazy. He thinks that disease could be installed from the TV. So I'll just show you here. So right here, endorses paranoia. They can administer nanotechnology through the television. That's how COVID happened. So, and you can see how he made a typo right there. So again, all perpetrators. So now I'll prove that it's possible. It's called digital impulses, and TVs are based on digital impulses. So I'll just show you that right here. 1 second, that's wrong. One, two. So you can see, yes, television, computers, and cell phones emit digital impulses in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So I'm just going to pause it. So it's called computational medicine. So at this point, Half Black Anthony is going to try to use digital impulses to make me stutter when I read this, 100% guaranteed. So get ready for the stutter because I'm about to read. So half like Anthony, he's a mulatto. I have to say mulatto Anthony or half black Anthony because there's two Anthonys at the Syria hospital. So anyways, yes, theoretically computational medicine. See right there, I stuttered. I told you 100% guaranteed I was going to stutter during this because of digital impulses. And that's what they do. So theoretically, computational medicine, again, when I read that, so there's a subliminal in the medicine word right there. That's how they get people. Could leverage digital impulses to trigger nanotechnology-based drug delivery. So that proves that people can, get medicine. So if you could drug somebody, like just think, well, is fentanyl harmful? That's a drug, right? But acetaminophen is a better drug. Right, that alleviates pain. But fentanyl, if it's used for cancer treatment, that would alleviate pain. But to use as a street drug, is fentanyl good? Right, so clearly with computational medicine and drug-based delivery with nanotechnology through digital impulses, that could be harmful. So once again, people are able to profile people. They're able to steal their human body, their human experience, and then steal their attributes off talented people. So what are the chances that people that are talented, like Anthony, once again, he can't tell time. The guy can't tell time. He forgot my name, and but I showed you how I could do math with two parts of my brain, and I showed you some comedy. I showed you a song that I wrote, and clearly how fucking talented I am, and how the internet said that I could be an evolved species, and as I have different muscles and different skeleton, and different muscles. So that's her brain there. It's there's this Asian woman came here, and I complained that there was not enough minorities at the Superior Hospital. And then within a week, a half black person came, and then an Asian person came, right? Because during the Liberals, they've been in power since say about 2015. The immigration doubled from 12.5% to 25%, and child pornography, they're make me blush right here. They try to install it, so I'm installing it right now. So child pornography doubled. Well, not double, went up to 270%, so that almost tripled. And, when immigration doubled. So if white people and indigenous people were an issue, then why would child pornography be such more prevalent now? But at the Syria Hospital, that's all there typically is. There's one East Indian guy, there's one Asian, and then there's one half black person. The rest are white or indigenous. So obviously, they're trying to make got all the perpetrators. That's all they do. Every time I do something contentious, you notice how that screen comes up, and all these perpetrators. Here's my psyche, and then I'm going to show you right here all the malignant psyche. And once again, people take medicine to kill parasites. Fuck you. Fuck no. Fuck no. The Smarticus doesn't want anybody to fuck be a parasite anymore. Fuck no. I can be a funny fucking guy. So now I'm going to show you how nanotechnology, you can breathe it in, it can be absorbed through your skin, like you can feel a little prick on your skin, or somebody could cough across the room, and you can feel a dab of liquid on your skin, and then it can be absorbed in your skin, or you could drink it. So I'll show you that. So nanotechnology in the form of nanoparticles can be absorbed into the body through eating, drinking, and breathing, and even through various routes, including ingestion, inhalation, and even skin penetration. Right, so there's nanotechnology in the atmosphere. So I'm just going to mention, so Dr. Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer, he hasn't allowed me to go out for smoke breaks or passes, but Andrew Tucci, he was a patient here. He went out for a smoke break. Getting them. I have my leg crossed, so we're getting all the perpetrators. But anyways, Andrew Tucci, he was a patient at the Syria Hospital, and he escaped, and he was given subsequent smoke passes and breaks. How is that ethical that I haven't had them in over almost 80 days? And I've been a patient of Dr. Akbana's in 2020 for 20 days, and I never got smoke breaks. So I'll just show you here how I posted asylum evidence videos on my other YouTube channel, Chris Meyer Diggins, and it's from 10 months ago, and I had about 7.5 months to seek asylum if I planned on leaving the country. I could have, at any moment in time, I could have just, I'm very resourceful and industrious, so I could have easily, $688 to catch a plane to London, England, right? So it would take no time to go there, and so you'll see that I had plenty of time to go seek asylum. There's another patient that had armed correctional guards around the clock for about a month. And I'm just making it. She was given smoke breaks and passes. Imagine that. She was such a risk to leave that they had to watch her. They had to pay to come into Canada. Had to pay correctional workers to watch her around the clock, 24 hours a day for a month.
So I'm just getting harassed here, panhandling that
Again, the perpetrators. Once again, that's a remote computer, brain computer interface, and people. I didn't disconnect Eric. His name's Eric Christopher. He's a patient. My name's Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. He spells Eric with a C. I spell Eric with a K. So I'll just show you here. So what the government of Canada doesn't realize is I have a private asylum evidence video where the dubbing means when you speak, your lips and your words are synchronized. But on the private asylum evidence videos, the synchronization is perfect. But in the public ones, the synchronization is out of sync because of all those perpetrators. So let's see. So you can see asylum evidence from 11 months ago, and then I put one like asylum evidence 12. I did kind of like the SEAL team, the Navy SEALs. They go by, to fool the Russians and other people. They go by SEAL Team 6. You know why they did that? So the Russians and other people thought there was 5 other teams. So I put one saying asylum evidence 12 to make you think I had 12 videos. You fucking idiots. Once again, nobody has this mole right here that I have, this scar right there that I have, or this scar right here that I have, or the open sores that I have on my left foot, and I'm not a hermaphrodite. Once again, every time I say hermaphrodite, how come my voice gets deeper? Canada, you have to launch these. I've already put it on live TV this morning. Like, that's how shocked they were. I just tuned them in. That's how idiotic you people are thinking that you can defeat my mind. I predicted everything that you were going to do. So I'm gonna show you here. So but once again, for schizoaffective disorder, that's one of the things is to be disorganized. So I'll show you right here how in Dr. Ogbonna's he's more organized. So I'll show you. You can see I just put the camera down, and you can see here at the bottom right there, they made it switch. So you would have to switch the screen. That's how the Canadian government violates me. They're a terrorist organization. So now my armpits smell like I'm a black person. Once again, I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I'm a Caucasian. There's who they're trying to make me smell like. And once again, people don't like parasites. We take medication to kill them. And again, all teams, and they don't have. Hopefully, these people have metastatic day, and it goes in every organ, starting with their skin all the way up to their brain. And nobody has all those defenses. So I'll just show you here how. Listen, this is how he speaks. He's supposed to be a psychiatrist. He will struggle to maintain house, not housing. It should be housing. And he was homeless before he came in. So he continues to remain homeless. He has the delusion of immortality that if he goes onto the road because he's a king, the cars will stop for him. So this is why I'm going to sue him. And you can see right here, so that was right. You can see where it says that right there, the cars will stop for him. You can see this is page 30, and then you can see how it says, okay, thank you, Dr. Ogbonna. And then they ask him a question. So you can see this is on page 29. So this is how that was Dr. Ogbonna's words, because I'm going to sue him for that. So now I'm going to play a video called Mentalist, maybe not. And so in this video, it says, when I at first I'm like, most of my videos are serious. I'm going to make one not so serious. And then I change the tone of my voice. And then I say, I'm going to stop those cars with my mind. Right, so somebody else played me differently, so I sabotage you guys. So once again, people take medicine to kill parasites, and I'm not a hermaphrodite. So I'm just going to play. So once again, recognize that sarcasm is a sign of a healthy mind, and Dr. Chindu Ogbonna doesn't have a healthy mind because he doesn't recognize sarcasm. And I'll show you how Neuroimage magazine shows that. Okay, so that should have went there. So I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Because I'm in a hurry, so they're making it so I can't find my playlist now. So when I click on here right there, it should have gave me an option to go to my playlist. That's how I always do it. So now this is the perpetrators that they're collaborating with. Because they know that I'm in a hurry. Like, this is what they do, the Canadian government. This is what they do. So now I found playlists. So once again, those people are going to be able to litigate against them in the future. And what are they going to do? They can't stop me from posting a video because you hacked my human experience. once again, so when I went to my videos, so subscriptions, let's see, home, so playlist. Why is it not showing my playlist for my videos? It's under Chris Meyer Diggins. There we go. That's strange that it keeps on looping here because I mentioned how I'm in a hurry, so they're trying to do this here. So anyways, I'll just search for the video right here. There it is. So I just had to get all the perpetrators right there to show what the government of Canada did and how they hijacked me there, and and there's just problems. So once again, listen up.
I've been posting a lot of serious videos, so I'm going to post one that's not so serious. I'm going to stop these cars with my mind.
So you can see how the cars were about 30 meters away. I had my hand out and I was in Denmark. So once I play, pay attention to the European license plate. Because you can see right here, it's 2019, March 24th. And here's the perpetrators right there that are trying to hack me and add subliminal and child porn and rape and bestiality to my videos. I'll post this on Facebook, motherfuckers. I'm going to sue that was Sergey and Larry from the Alphabet owns Google, which owns YouTube. So I'm not going to post this on YouTube, but I'm going to post it on fucking Facebook, you fucking monsters. Now they're trying to, look at what they're trying to do. They're trying to proliferate this to as many people as possible. They're terrorists. It's a terrorist organization. You can see how nobody even honked at me, and I didn't have to jump out of the way. So once again, he said that I thought because I was king, I wouldn't get killed. And I said, most of my videos are serious. I'm not trying to be serious this time. And then I changed the tone of my voice. So I guess, so I'll just show you this here because I don't want to have time for the screenshot. So once again, the Canadian government, I mentioned the platform I was going to change it on. So they're trying to proliferate and get other people. So why would they go down with a sinking ship with them? Why would they jump on board? So you can see here a study published in the journal Neural Image magazine reveals that recognizing sarcasm signals a healthy brain, and sarcasm is a versatile communication tool. So clearly Dr. Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer and doesn't have a healthy brain. So I'm challenging the Canadian Mental Health Association. Why would Google want to sabotage that, their relationship? And why would Meta for Canadian parasites? So you can see here, I'll show you here real quick because I'm trying to be in a hurry. So you can see page 27, 28 right there. So let's see. And so I do have another one here. I have. So anyways, it says he improved. We're actually on the verge moving him to the main unit. We're just waiting for a room to come up available, then we'll move him to the main unit. So that being said, so once again, you can see at the bottom there, you're gonna have to switch the orientation because the human hijackers, rapists, that's all they do. So I'm gonna request the Freedom of Information Act. I'm gonna show that at this point, this was in May 16th, my first hearing, right? So I moved to the main unit on May 15th on day 10, and I had to wait 10 days because this is what they had to do to try to set me up. I had to wait 10 days, and they pretended that a bed wasn't available. But with the Freedom of Information Act, I'm going to be able to request not patient names, but bed count numbers. And I'm going to be able to show that there were beds available, right? So he lied. He lied twice. He said that I thought I was immortal, and because I was king, I wouldn't get hit by cars. Right, I showed you a video, and that was the video he referenced. Dr. Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer thinks somebody's mental health state from 6 years ago would indicate their mental health state in 2025. And once again, people take medication to kill their parasites. So I'm going to show you real quick here before I end this here. It's his first admission was in 2017. That was a few days. Right, so that's what he said. So he's seen that I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2017. Right, so I'll just show you right here that people that get diagnosed, that I was turned 40 in October 2017. So no patient diagnosed with schizophrenia at 40 is not typically medicated and released after a few days of observation. So he's also saying that he wants to keep me in for 2 months, even though I use the same medication. So 2 months evaluation period is not a standard requirement for a 47-year-old male restarting a medication they previously used successfully. It's because Dr. Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer is on the take. This is how much money he takes for bribes. He's a terrorist, right? And you know what he said when I'm like, hey, I'm gonna sue you. You know what he said? I don't have much money. That's kind of an admission of guilt, right? He didn't say you have no grounds to sue me for. He said I don't have much money. He's a figliot. I call him stupido. So for the rest of the video, I'll just show you real quick here, right? Well, I did kind of show you one thing. I'll show you real quick how all the royals that I'm related to. I'll just go really fast for this. Well, first of all, this picture right here, right there, that's Augustus Victoria, and that's my daughter, Augustus Victoria. Once again, my daughter has brown hair, hazel eyes. That's Augustus Victoria. She's not black. At first, they tried to seem that she was black, and this one was black the second time. That's not the case. They lie, so ignoring all non-organic, 100%. And so I'll just go from right about here. So this is Princess Helena. Her son's name is Christian. You can see how she looks like me. And my family went to a royal wedding. And on the right, I'm Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And on the left is Alfred. And once again, I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. So they pretended that I was black once again. And they're trying to help out, Anthony. He's a mulatto. He's a terrorist. Right? He's a human parasite, and people take medication to kill parasites. So this is Frederick III, and this is Augustus Victoria when they're adults. And you can see how she looks like me, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And she looks like my mom, Bridget Woola Meyer. And Frederick III looks like my dad, Barry John Dickens Sr. Right, so Anthony's parents don't look like this. And this is Edward VIII, or Edward VII. You can see he looks like myself, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And you can see the resemblance right there, that he looks like me, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And right here, you can see this is the second last Russian Tsar. You can see he looks like Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. There's no black Russians really. There's 40 to 7,000 black Russians out of 130 million. And this is his son, Tsar Nicholas II, the father of Anastasia. You can see he looks like myself, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And they're trying to hide culpability. Once again, I'm not a hermaphrodite. This is the last German emperor, William II. You can see he looks like myself, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. Any crimes against my biologies, attempt to regicide, and high treason will ensue. This is George V. This would be King Charles's great-grandfather. And you can see how much I look like him. This is Edward VIII. He looks like my twin. I'm Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. And this is George VI. Once again, he's a white man. And you can see how he looks like me, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. This is George VI. You can see how King Charles doesn't even look like him compared to Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. This is King Charles's official dad, Prince Philip, and he's a white man. And you can see how much he looks like me, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. It's Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer. They're trying to switch it up now. They're terrorists. All they do is try to add subliminal. And you can see how little King Charles looks like his dad. How come I look more like his dad than he does? You can see this is a wedding that my family went to. It says Princess Louise, and then at the bottom it says 1871. And right there it says the 28th of August. And my family went to the wedding, and that's why I'm true king. I look like all these royals. This was Queen Victoria's uncle, and you can see how he looks like myself, Christian-Erik-Arne-Meyer, especially like that. You can see how he looks like me. And he was her uncle. He walked her down the aisle, and he fathered many of her kids, I believe. And so you could hear how my voice changed and how I was really dry. That was human rapists trying to save other rapists. Right, so nobody likes rapists or pedophiles or bestiality people, and they try to make me blush by human hijackers. So those people need to have medication because people kill parasites. You're a fucking monster civilization.